Have you ever woken up and just couldn't explain why you felt so heavy? Not sad about anything specific, not stressed about anything, but just a heavy feeling. Like you were carrying something you couldn't name. Because you couldn't name it, you told yourself, oh, it's fine. Everyone feels like that. I'm probably just tired. And you kept going. Today we need to talk about what happens when we keep going, when we don't even stop to check in with ourselves. What's really happening? Am I really just fine? Like, does it just happen to everybody, or is there actually something wrong? Welcome back to Real Talk Adulthood, the podcast where we have honest and open discussions nobody had with us when we were growing up. I'm Penny. If you've been following, last week we spoke about navigating your spiritual life as an adult. What do you really believe in when nobody is watching? If you missed it, you can go back and check it out. I'll tag it in this video so it can be easier for you to find, or you can go through the entire podcast playlist to find the first and second episode. Today we are going somewhere a lot of us have been quietly avoiding: mental health. I want to be real with you from the start. This is not me diagnosing you, this is not a therapy session, this is not me trying to give you advice. This is an honest conversation, the kind adults need to have more often. Here's what nobody told us about adulthood and mental health. We're taught to push through, be strong, don't complain, other people have it worse, and so we got used to being okay. At work, with family, with relationships, even when we were really struggling on the inside, we were taught to just be strong and keep going. And the thing is, we got used to it, and sometimes we can't actually tell when we are genuinely okay or when something is going on that we really need to air out, open up about, and then get the help that we need. I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it. When was the last time someone asked you how you were doing and you actually told them the truth, like the genuine feeling you were having, not the general, oh, I'm fine, I'm doing okay, everything is good. Not, I'm just tired, it will be okay. The actual truth. If you can't remember, this episode is for you. There are three things about mental health I wish someone had sat me down and explained properly as an adult. The first one is mental health is not just mental illness. When I was growing up, I felt like, oh, it must be psychiatric issues, it must be a mental illness because every other person is supposed to be sound, every other person is supposed to have it going fine. And then when I turn on the news or go on social media and then I hear people talking about, oh, depression, anxiety, oh, this person committed suicide out of depression, I'm like, how do you even take your own life? But these things are actually real and people are actually struggling and they will rather keep quiet about it because it comes off as being weak, not pushing through the not okay times and giving the oh, I'm fine, I'm just tired response. This is my own personal experience with mental health struggle. In 2022, I experienced depression, like real deep depression. I was this close to being suicidal. And I can't really tell you how it started, but it just starts from negativity. I mean, I was growing up for the first time. I was having responsibilities to handle myself for the first time. No guidance, no framework. I just had to figure it out by myself. I was handling and juggling a lot by myself, and it started weighing me down, especially when I failed. Failure does a lot to the mental health, even though it's normal, it's part of life. And then all of a sudden, I started feeling negative. It started creeping in gradually, gradually. All of a sudden, I started feeling like there was nothing interesting about my life. I felt like nothing was working, nothing was worth doing. I became very sad. I started withdrawing from people. I'd rather just be on my own because I felt really uncomfortable. I felt really messy, and at some point I felt like what was the point? I didn't even want to be here again. I felt like God should just take my life because things were not working for me. Like it was really, really, really bad. Until I decided that no, something is going on with me and then I really need help. That's when I realized that You don't have to be diagnosed with anything to need support. You just need to be a human being, to need help, to need support, to need people to be positive around you, to need people to remind you why you're here, to remind you that it may not be okay right now, but eventually it might get okay, and you'll never find out if you don't keep going. The second one is burnout is not a badge of honor. Burnout is something that we need to deal with. I feel like when we become adults, we get so used to, oh, I've been busy, I haven't had enough sleep, I haven't slept well in the past 2 weeks, I've been having deadlines to meet up, I've been having this, I've been having that. To be honest, I've experienced so much burnout in places I've worked before that when the thought of waking up the next day to show up at my place of employment comes to me, I feel like, God, can tomorrow not even come so I don't have to deal with it and go through this process all over again? It got to the point that I know I love what I do. I'm a chef and a content creator, and I love being a chef. To be honest, it's my natural habitat and I love it. It just comes to me naturally, like a hobby, not like I'm even being stressed. But it got to a point that the thought of me going to work to do what I love felt very exhausting. And to be honest, that felt like a sign. When you're always working, when you're doing things that pushes you to the extent that you begin to lose interest in the things that you used to love, that's a sign that you really need to pause and check what's going on with you. The third thing is getting help is not weakness, it's a coping strategy. The strongest people we all know have probably gotten help at one point or the other, even if they don't talk about it, even if they don't tell us about it. Help can be gotten through therapy, talking to a friend, taking a mental day, taking a day off, evaluating yourself, examining yourself, asking yourself the why question, going through everything you're going through and thinking, is this worth it? Can I cope? Can I do better? Just taking some time off for yourself to rest, just taking a moment to breathe, to silence all the voices in your head and all the voices around you. These are not signs that, oh, you can't cope. It just means that you value yourself, you value your mental health, and then you're taking time to take care of it. I spoke earlier that I experienced serious depression in 2022. What actually helped me through it was getting help. At that point, when I distanced myself and I felt like I was in a deep, dark hole that there was no coming out of, I had to start talking to friends. I spoke to a few friends about it, and to be honest, I strongly believe that that is what got me through it because I'll tell them that, oh, this is how I am feeling, this is what is going on with me, this is what I'm experiencing. That's why having good friends that you can be open and honest about is very important at this stage or at this point of our lives. And I believe talking about friends or friendships as an adult is going to be a talk for another entire episode. Having friends that were open to listen to me without judgment, having friends that prayed for me, prayed with me, prayed through this season for me actually helped me because at some point they will call on me and check, how are you feeling today? Did you do something positive today? Did you check? Because I got to a point that I felt like I didn't need to do anything again because nothing was worth it. I wasn't feeling it. So everything I was doing to follow my dreams, to pursue my dreams, to see that I become who I want to be or what I want to be, I actually stopped it completely. So they were encouraging me, take baby steps, do this today, do this tomorrow. You don't have to figure it all at once. Just do you, just do it gradually. And to be honest, when I even got out of depression, I can't really say, but my life just got lighter. I just started feeling happier. I started connecting back to myself, and then I just started feeling more like myself. So I believe getting help is a sign that you know yourself well enough to know what you need to do to help you cope better, to help you grow better, to help you feel better, to help you get in touch with life because life keeps moving, problems keep coming, failures will never stop. So you just have to find a way to mentally deal with everything. What do we actually do next? Here are four things I believe you can start with right now. First, do a weekly check-in. Not a complicated or long or bogus process, just something simple. Try to check in on yourself at least once a week. Ask yourself, how am I really doing? Then give yourself the answer. Like, be honest with yourself. Even if you would lie to other people, I believe lying to yourself is the worst. Be honest with yourself. How are you doing? Are you happy with where you are? Are you making progress? Do you like how things are going? What should you do? What should you improve? How can you do better? For me, it's almost like a daily check-in with myself, because anything I'm not happy about, anything that weighs me down, after experiencing how terrible depression can be and how deep it can sink you, I don't take my mental health for a joke or for a play. I check in with myself as many times as I can, and I answer with myself as honest as I can be, and I address whatever is bothering me immediately. The second thing is, you need to learn the difference between a bad day and a pattern. A bad day is normal. A bad day happens once a while. A bad day happens once a week. But a pattern stays longer, for weeks, for months. If you've been feeling off, you've been feeling low on energy, if you've been feeling disconnected, if you started losing hope, you started losing interest, if you started feeling like there's no point of anything at all. Life in general is vanity, but we are still alive to live the life. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you start feeling off for a very long period of time, that's a pattern. That's not just a bad day that needs pushing through. That's a pattern that you need to pay urgent attention to, because that was the pattern I didn't notice or address in time until I got sink deep down in depression. Sometimes some people are lucky enough to get out of depression while some people do not make it. So after experiencing it, I don't think it's something I'll ever want anybody to experience it. And just because you've not experienced it does not mean that it is not real. The third thing is, build safe people or a safe person into your life. We all need each other. There's this saying that no man is an island, because nobody can function or survive or exist on this earth by themselves. No matter how much you have, you still need someone else. Building a safe person actually helps you. Not someone who judges you, not someone who tries to fix all your problems and give you answers or solutions to all your problems, because honestly, nobody has all the answers you are looking for. But someone who you can be genuinely honest with, someone who you can call and say, I'm not okay, I'm going through this, this is happening, I'm not happy, this is how I feel, this is how it's going. And the person can just sit with you in that moment, listen to you, find a way to distract you, or just makes you feel lighter. That goes a long way in helping your mental health. The fourth thing is, remove shame. Whatever you're carrying, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's low moods, whether it's mood swings, whatever it is that you're carrying that is weighing you down, take away the shame of how are people going to think. Because there was a time that I felt like I used to be a very positive person actually. I used to be very positive, very jovial. I used to be one person that you can hardly hear negative things come from. Like, I used to be this person that no matter what negative thing is happening in my life, I found a way to stay positive until depression got the best of me. At some point I was feeling like, how would the people that know me to be strong and positive feel when they hear that I'm going through depression? But you're not holding up any image for anybody or for anything. You need to be okay, and it's okay not to be okay sometimes. So reach out and get help, whether it's counseling you need, talking to a friend, opening up, being genuine with yourself. Just go through it, because you deserve to be okay. Taking the bold step to get the help that you actually need is the bravest thing you can do for yourself. I want you to leave today's episode with something in mind. Your mental health is not a luxury. Your mental health is not something that, oh, I'll deal with it when I have the time to deal with. Your mental health is the foundation that everything else in your life is built on, and it deserves your attention. Not just when things break down totally, but even in the smallest consistent ways you can check in on yourself. It needs your attention all the time. Thank you for watching today's episode of Real Talk Adulthood. I really loved having you here. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you picked something, please share it to someone who may need to hear it. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and then share it to people who need to watch it or who need to see it. It goes a long way in supporting and helping my channel grow. Next week, we are talking about the body, which is episode 4. We'll be talking about navigating physical life as an adult. Sleep, food, movement, how we treat our bodies like they are the last thing on our priority list and you don't want to miss it. Until then, be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next week.